Hi, this is Tutor P, and this is lesson 93. Today we're going to look at the difference between altogether as two words and altogether as one word. Actually, they are completely different terms, and they're not connected at all. The meanings are different, although the pronunciation is almost exactly the same. We say altogether and altogether. So let's look at the first one. Let's look at altogether as two words. Altogether refers to a group of people doing something all in one place or all in one time. And we say, somebody's doing something all together. So let's look at the first example. Let's sit around the table all together. Let's sit around the table, as a group. As a group. Yes, we could be closer, more comfortable. Let's take a look at the second example here. Let's put your whole collection all together so we can count them. Yeah, basically, if somebody had a big collection, maybe they had hundreds of things or even thousands of things, and maybe you were interested, you wanted to count how many you had. You have to bring them all together. You have to bring them together in a group. So it could be a group of people, it could be a group of things, all together. In this sense, basically means you bring it together all at once. So all in the same place or all at one time. Okay, let's look at altogether as a single word. Altogether as a single word is pretty simple. It means completely or entirely. So it's very different than like as a group. Okay, here, let's look at the first example. Let's stop it altogether. It's not worth the trouble. So let's stop it completely. Let's stop it entirely. Let's stop doing it. Not just cut down or do partially. Stop it altogether. Stop it completely. All right, so that's how we would use altogether as a single word. Okay, let's look at another example of altogether like this. That is an altogether different situation. You cannot compare the two. That is a completely different situation. Yeah, so altogether, in this sense, it's kind of a more formal way of saying completely or entirely. All right, let's look at the third example. Jack is not altogether wrong. So he's not completely wrong, even though you might disagree with some things he says, or being criticized him, but you might say not altogether wrong. Some things he says is right. Some things make sense. So you might say Jack is not altogether wrong. There is some truth to what he is saying. So he's not completely wrong. He is not entirely wrong. Okay, I hope that clarifies. It's pretty simple. Altogether is two words, means like bring together as a group, all in one place, all at one time. All together as a single word here basically means completely or entirely. Okay, thank you for your time.